Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you miss any of my future videos. In front of us we have the Zenith model RG47J. It's an AM FM portable radio. I bought this radio for 20 bucks from eBay, and here it is. I feel like I saved it from the landfill. Yes, you can see it's scratched up here, the volume looks kind of wonky, the speaker grille's dented, it's got water spots on the Suede cabinet. It's not a beauty, but it works great. The only reason why I picked this up is because, number one, it was 20 bucks, and I like $20 radios. Two, Zenith. 3, cool dial. 4, fat tuning wheel. So those things stood out. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a go. And I'm glad I did, because this thing is really neat. So let's go ahead and talk about this here. First, we'll talk about dimensions. We're 8 inches across. We're 6 inches high with a case depth of 2 3/4 inches from front to back there. There you go. All right, we'll do a little size comparison. Actually, we'll just kind of keep this in the middle, I guess. I don't have anything big to put next to it, but we'll take CC pocket here. Fits right in that speaker grill. To give you an idea how thick this radio really is. Yeah. The neat thing about a big radio like this, it's got a bigger speaker and it sounds good. So that is the bonus. Next, CC Skywave. Always kind of have that handy. Give you a general idea. Yeah, it's hard to spin this around. And then we'll get my favorite of the day. Iron Man. He's the man with the master plan. He can shoot lasers out of his hands. Yeah. He's Iron Man. Rockin' radios like no one can. Yeah, you get, did you bring popcorn? All right, let's have some fun. Okay, so yeah, here we are, the Zenith. Like I said, not a beauty, but it works great. So let's talk about features of this radio. So right away, you can tell it's old school. It's got this suede treatment. I think it's glued to a plastic enclosure, is my guess. The handle's kind of neat. It's got this metal embellishment here and a metal swivel. It's actually kind of neat. And then it makes noise. I probably have to oil that. The strap is made of suede. Looks like some of the stitching's coming out there, but I'm not too worried about it. It seems to be sturdy enough still. Front of the radio. Over here on the left-hand side, we got that black speaker grill. Definitely easy to dent, as you can see. It's a very fine mesh. And behind there, I'm guessing about a 3-inch speaker. Down here, we have a volume slider control. It'll never be that high. This thing gets loud very, very quick. It's funny. It's like super loud, like right about there. So it gets loud really fast. Speedometer, the dial, I'm kidding, is pretty awesome. FM on top there in nice white lettering, 88 to 108. I think it's really cool red lettering. I think that's awesome. AM, you got 540 to 1600. During the day, the AM band topped out at 1620. We'll see what it does tonight. It looks like we got a little bit of a log scale with those little lines there to kind of give you an idea where your indicator is pointing, but typically pretty accurate on AM band. FM, I think the indicator was slightly off. Zenith, solid state. This is actually raised on the surface. I don't think you can pick that up in the video. It's actually a raised emblem there. Nice. There's that fat tuning wheel. Loving that. Tune. Yeah. Bottom here, you saw the volume switches. So we have high-low tone control. Actually very usable. I find myself liking the high, believe it or not. It sounds really nice. So I use it on high. I think it's on high right now. Yep. I'll turn it on low and I'll give you an idea. Sometimes on some of the medium wave stations, it sounds good on low. Here we have a neat selector switch for the bands. We have FM with, whoops, sorry about that. Shake the camera, shake it. FM with AFC, automatic frequency control. And then we have AM. So you can turn AFC off on FM, which is nice. For me, I noticed that AFC on was actually a really nice tuning experience, but when I did my FM report, which I'll talk to you in a moment, I had it off. I had it in the FM position. Over here, you can see it's pretty much worn away. It says off here in the middle, and it said probably DC over here, and it says AC here. So this is a dual power radio. It has AC cord in there, and I'll show it to you in a moment, and it runs on batteries. So pretty sweet. Right now it's in the off position. Right-hand side, similar to the left-hand side with that strap and that fake suede happening. Same with the top of the radio. Here's a better view of this handle. It's got 2 little metal buckles and it swivels back behind the radio, which is nice. this antenna is pretty sweet. Let's see if I can raise this without hitting the camera. This extends out to a whopping 19.5 inches. And the cool thing about this antenna, I'm going to see if I can raise it real quick on camera so I can show you, is it has a swivel. Swivels are great, especially when you're trying to DX or find some faint stations. But there's your 360 swivel. This thing definitely goes 360, and you can go all the way flat too with it, which, you know, sometimes you find yourself getting better stations. Lay that antenna flat. So there you are, really nice. This antenna is nice and straight. There's no bends in it. I got lucky there. I didn't expect it. Expected something to be broken on an antenna, but it's in great shape. Okay, let's go to the back of the radio, and then we'll talk about FM. So I'm just going to lay this down nicely because it lays right on the tuning knob and those switches. So the back of the radio here, you can see it's a vented case. And I was like, what's this, a snap? It's actually your earphone. It doesn't look like it. It looks like a snap. It's pretty funny. Here is our battery and AC cord compartment. Now the batteries want to spring up all the time, so the back keeps them in place, sort of. You'll see two little snaps are actually not broken, which is nice. This little door pops and pulls out. And you can see we got some C batteries here. Okay, they're nicely put right now. They usually pop up. Here's our AC cord, which is permanently attached to the radio. There's a transformer inside that it powers. Does not affect the reception, which is great. But there's our 4 C batteries it runs on. If you're interested, the polarity, the top row, the positive's running to the right, and the bottom row, the positive, is running to the left. Now on the back of this door is a cool little schematic. There you go, your model number, RG47J, printed in Hong Kong. This is made in Hong Kong, actually. I don't know when they made this radio. If this is 70s, I'm guessing 70s. Or maybe, yeah, late 70s, maybe mid 70s. So here we go. We got transformers. It shows you where all the transformers are circuit-wise for the FM and the AM. I think that's pretty cool for servicing. And it's got a nice size ferrite antenna. I wasn't able to take this apart yet and check the width of that, but I'm guessing that's at least a 4 or 5 inch antenna for sure. And there you go. So, pretty neat. Okay, I'll put that back together. Let's get these two little tabs that notch in the top there. Line it up and then snap this back together. And then we'll talk about FM reception and turn this thing on and see what it sounds like. There was the batteries. You could hear them hitting the back of the door. All right, so FM reception report. I always do these. I base this on a 5-star or 5-tier method. It's fair, okay, good, very good, and excellent. And most analog radios run between okay to good, and that's typically 48 stations found. This radio was just slightly above average with 52 stations found. It still gets an okay to good rating, so an average FM performer. I expected a little bit more, but I was pretty happy with the result. Selectivity was okay to good. I noticed with the AFC offer on, I still had some bleed over happening from stronger stations, so the FM selectivity was about okay to good, average. So there's that. So pretty basic radio and FM. But when you were listening to FM music, the stations were coming in nice and clear. It sounds beautifully on the speaker. Just amazing sounding. And hopefully we get to recreate that with my FM transmitter here. So let's go ahead and show you that. So we're going to do a little audio test here. I like to run it for a couple minutes, play some music that I downloaded from YouTube, royalty free. And what I do is I have a Sony iPad, a Sony MP3 player hooked up to a C-Crane FM transmitter too. Transmitting on 92.9 megahertz. Yay! It's one of my favorite empty frequencies. You can see a little activity light there. It's the transmission light, and I'm tuned to 92.9 on my radio, and we'll play it, and you can kind of listen to the sound. And if you compare it to my other videos, you get a general idea what this radio sounds like compared to others. So let's go ahead and do that. Turn this on down the bottom, make sure we're not jamming too loud. So on. Here we go. We'll jam it out for about 2 minutes. Yeah, 2 or 3 minutes, whatever. For the audio, yeah, I like to run that. It's pretty cool. Gives you guys a little sample. Some people skip it, some people listen to it. It's pretty neat. Do the same thing over and over. I'm gonna just turn this off. We're gonna do a medium wave band scan. Turn off my transmitter. All right, so yeah, loving the classical music sound on here. It just sounds amazing. Enjoying that. And the oldies sound really good on this radio. Another nice thing with that. So a little scratchy volume. I noticed when I got, but I hadn't had it turned up that high because the FM transmitter only has so much output. So it's funny, I had a little scratchiness here. So I'll have to take this radio apart and really delve in there and probably do some cleaning on the volume slider there. Those are a little harder to clean, by the way. You want to use like that deoxic liquid, probably like the 100% or fader lube to they use for, I don't know, it's like guitars or something. I'm trying to think of what they use that for, EQs or something. But yeah, so you don't ruin the strip there. You don't want to use a solvent. You want to use an oil base. All right, so there we go. Let's go ahead and do a medium wave band scan. Let's go to the bottom of the dial here. Pretty awesome. Look how that moves. Big fat tuning wheel. Now the interesting thing here is there's a little bit of backlash, but I didn't notice it popping me out of the station, which is nice. So when I tune it, it takes a little bit of effort. I think it's right around here. It gets a little spot where it gets a little tighter to tune with, but you'll see. We'll go through and see what we can find together. So go ahead. We're already on still. We're at AM band, and we'll turn this up. We can hear our static. Yeah, fun stuff. We'll hear if we can find anything. Let's see. Oh yeah, we'll use the Skywave here. This is 10:24 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Turn it off. Near Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, so we'll use this as a frequency checker. This does a great job. Okay, keep it handy off to the side. And let's see what we can hear tonight, because last night I was hearing quite a few stations. It's pretty faint there. It's 540 WAUK, Jackson, Wisconsin. 70 miles away, 400 watts.
What happens, of course, is growth. People suddenly start inventing things. The economy booms. In this book, the cave people invent fire. And they...
All right. They invent fire. Low on medium wave sounds pretty good. If you noticed, music on FM definitely sounded better on high.
The free. And before you know it, everybody wants to come there. But
so I think this is 560 WIND, Chicago.
Sneak in, and they say, hey, you can't come in here when you come to my target.
ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free.
Okay, so we're 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 52 miles away, 10,000 watts at night.
.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
While others are still looking, we've found a better way to provide.
They're brown, but didn't I read something about how eye color can change under certain conditions? They would talk about very extreme
Okay, so we're getting two stations there, 640. So we're getting a little bit of bleed over from Nashville, I think. 640 to be MFM, Peatone, Illinois. There, the Hispanic music, 75 miles away, 1600 watts. And then I couldn't get CFO. I think that's it. I was trying to, let's see what the Skywave sounds like on 630. Okay, it's just a hard night here tonight. Okay, so it's not the radio. I was like wondering why. I'm like, this thing was rocking last night. So it's just tough conditions tonight. Okay, 630. CFCO, Chatham, Ontario. They have country music. 310 miles away, 6,000 watts. Let's go to Nashville now.
Take you. After life has taught you, dear, who really can.
There you go. There's WSM, Nashville, Tennessee on 6:50 a.m. About 434 miles away.
Just give me a
10 innings. Phillies.
His reputation to follow them right up with
Knock off the Twins 3-1. The Astros.
ownership, front office, fans, everybody
Oh,
in Miami was willing.
cool. I think we're getting, this is nice.
Ticket to get him anywhere. And of course, as you know, only the clown from the movie.
WFAN, 660. This is New York, New York.
Than Adam Gaze in Miami.
Yeah, home of the Yankees.
It's just a
750 miles.
for the Dodgers. It is now 6-4. So again, if Hollywood goes about losing, the Yankees will have clinched the division. Now, if there's any, if there are Yankees still hanging around in the clubhouse, kind of monitoring this game, then
Yeah, I rarely pick the station up, so nice. This is really a treat to hear it.
and catch some of the celebration if some of the Yankees are still there. And of course, they are going to be popping.
Van Meter at third. From the stretch, the Cub right-hander Underwood delivers a swing and a miss. Good curveball.
Okay, Chicago Cubs here on 670 The Score. WSCR, Chicago, Illinois. I noticed some faint stations underneath the static there. We could hunt those forever. I'm guessing there's some Montreal stations and Toronto stations there. But here we are on WLW, Cincinnati, Ohio. 300 miles.
Look in as Contreras runs through the sides. Cubs righty at the belt. The pitch. Ground ball up the middle. And
So the other side of the game.
second baseman, he will step on the bag at second, and the inning is over. But Jose Iglesias has given the ring to the bottom of the 10th here at Wrigley.
Oh, they're in extra innings.
Zoom ties together all of your communication needs into one easy platform for video conferencing, phone calls, group chat.
So 720, just turned it to high tone. 720 WGN Chicago. I tried going for 710, but I didn't hear it. So yeah, this is local.
Gets done. Get your free account at Zoom.com today. Meet happy with.
Okay, it's music on CFZM Zoomer Radio, Toronto, Ontario on 740. It's 460 miles away, coming in beautifully.
suntan, wind blown.
WJR.
Car washes.
So it sounds like 750 is just not coming in nicely. Let's see what it sounds like on the Skywave. Yeah, it's having problems there too. So it must be just a bad atmospheric night here. In some of these stations.
WJR.com. Wash your car as often as you want. The Jack's Unlimited Club. Plans start at $21.90.
WJR, Detroit, Michigan, 270 miles. I don't really listen to this station, but there it is.
Specifically look to see if there's an alarm in the house. It's that simple. And yet only $1 in $5 million in that fund.
The quote from Stephanie State Gaming, a 22-year employee of Simply Safe for the show. How I look at it is, we're here for the company. We were here for them during all the downturns. They need to be...
Okay, so we found a station here in between 760 and 780. This is 770 WABC in New York, which is 750 miles.
I'm not going to get ahead of this. This looks like an
Tribune, the Inspector General's report was baseless speculation. Jim Goodis, News Radio 105.9 FM.
The Illinois ACLU...
So yeah, 780 WBBM.
...about the remainder of President Trump's...
Chicago.
Executive Director Colleen Connell told the City Club of Chicago...
Heard a faint station. I was wondering what it was.
First off, I don't think that Rocco would not challenge a player if he felt a player needed to be challenged. I think that Rocco absolutely would put somebody, in their place when it comes to talking to them. But I don't think it's his style to throw anybody under the bus or show them up like on TV or in front of a camera.
Here's 830. This is WCCO, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 310 miles.
Managing wise, I think he's a guy that's going to have conversations face to face and just kind of.
Mais il y a Beyoncé et ça.
I'm gonna go crazy. That person's talking too fast. Okay. Louisville, Kentucky on 840 WHAS. Yeah, I might be able to get 850. 850 I think is not doable, so let's go with 860.
Oui, c'est vrai. Oui, c'est ça, c'est ça. Il y a un côté très anglo-saxon et très Royaume-Uni. Donc dans le top 10, il y a
860 here is CJBC, Toronto, Ontario, 460 miles.
2016, je pense. Beyoncé. Après ça, il y a un 10 des Arctic Monkeys, The Streets des Rascals.
The cost of Cobra.
Wow, I'm hearing like a music on 870. That's the first. Okay, it's 880, so we're hearing a little bit of music in 880. So there you go. Yeah, so if you null it the one direction, you're getting music on 880, which could be a Canadian station, which I think is, see, 880, that would be CKLQ, Brandon, Manitoba, 765 miles. This is the right direction. I think this is what we're hearing. Now if I turn this, we should get WCBS.
Dernier album méritait quand même. It comes to me, these are significant facts. This is not the Great Old Recession. General Motors made $11 million.
Okay, that should be 880 WCBS.
It paid its workers $50 each in profit sharing.
Excuse me, it's 890 WLS, Chicago. So 880 WCBS I wasn't able to get, but I was able to get that Canadian station. Interesting.
Of his or her.
We'll go a little quicker here.
Broke my heart when I read about it.
The game, however, you could probably give some props to Corey Crawford as well for the job that he did in that.
Let's see where we're at here on the dial. This is 1000 WMVP Chicago.
In his first start, he was given the Blackhawks all 600. It is pointless.
1020 KDKA Pittsburgh, 450 miles.
I would have to think probably falls under that.
Was interesting too because being based on
WHO 1040 Des Moines, Iowa, 280 miles.
Series. That was.
Which writers, which words were they taking inspiration? One of them we know was Alexander Pope, the great English poet, and his elegy
Let's try to figure out where this is at.
Act well your part, there all the honor lies. They all knew it. They all quoted it. What's that mean?
Okay, this is WHO, Des Moines, Iowa, 280 miles. The station before that was WBZ, Boston, Massachusetts, 880 miles.
Play it the best you can.
I know you can go to YouTube and see clips and so forth, but that's the only way I can.
Barely coming in there. This was a really rough evening for listening.
There all the honor lies. Now that doesn't mean they always were able to do that, but they
The Philadelphia Orchestra, and they're opening.
Introduced you to a room full of people as the most important person in all of town, the immigrant that has come, the gay boy that has come.
Okay, we're going to keep moving.
And actually, we're still working because news figures have helped enrich Trump by speaking at events at his.
We'll just go up to the rest of the dial here.
To where it should be?
No, because Governor Newsom.
We thought heating was making clear.
Roger Burke. After you know that, we should go back. Every Sunday, I will share with you from the Bible how we can find.
Check system to make sure that the felony convictions are actually in. He said he was from Chicago. It was like 30 below.
Kids. If you're gonna pay somebody, say, hey, at least we're gonna
Place for their mom or dad. There's a place.
a non.
Here's 1530. I think this is WCKY, Cincinnati, Ohio. Next station is KXEL, 1540, Waterloo, Iowa. 210 miles.
There's definitely a greed factor involved.
The gadgets show up that are supposed to make my.
Trying to get 1610. Okay, we're at the top of the dial here. It's 1620. So, okay, let's go ahead and turn this off and do final thoughts. There we are. So, the Zenith RG47J. Yeah, I don't know much about this radio, where it came from. Well, there's the bottom I never showed you. It's got little metal feet there. Yeah, it is a good radio. It's just, tonight's just a bit bad for reception because otherwise this thing's rocking. I had no problem getting WSB last night and other stations. So, the AM circuit's good. Nothing wrong with it at all. The speaker sounds really nice. If you found this radio for cheap, pick it up. If not, if it's more than $20, I would say pass. But it's so unique. I love this dial. I love this fat tuning knob. It's just amazing. And I like the Zenith brand. I know it's made in Hong Kong. I was hoping it was like, made in Japan or US or whatever. I don't know when they moved over overseas with their radios, if they always were. I thought Zenith was an American company for some reason. But yeah, so worth the money? Yeah, I'd say it is. I saved it from the landfill. I might make this my everyday listener. Because it does sound really good on the ball games, as you heard. And I'll just plug it in and not worry about the batteries. Awesome radio. Just looks cool. It is a little bit of a beater, but that's all right. Loving it. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you love Zenith radios, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon, get notified on more. And, of course, comment below what you think about this Zenith RG47J. Do you like the fat tuning wheel? Do you like this speedometer dial like I do? Or do you just forget it? Get something else? Let me know. All right, guys. Take care, and we'll talk to you later.